All right. This is the final take. Okay. Alrighty, everybody. I got a mic on me because I'm far away, right? Just trying to get some different perspectives of the room and all of that. But I have some books here that I've been reading that I want to talk about. But I just kind of wanted to, I don't know how to sit. We're figuring it out. Okay. So, in recent times, people have been asking me what I've been doing since I haven't been doing henna. I've been doing so many things that, have special titles, in the world, like chauffeur and house cleaner and professional grocery shopper or counselors, high school counselor, what you name it, I do it. All right. But I don't know. I feel like people don't really value what moms do. People talk about, stay-at-home moms, and they kind of, in the same time that they try to show their appreciation for them, they also undermine them or degrade them. And I find it very peculiar, you know what I mean? Because we've all had mothers, and, a lot of us have wished that our moms could be more attentive, more present, more there with us. Like so many gripes that people have in life right now have to do with, parents not being present, not being there, and whatnot. And, I remember my mom working, she used to do hair at JCPenney's. She was like a licensed cosmetologist. And I just remember like calling her after school, telling her what I did, and she's like, I'm working, And, I respected the grind, her having to go out and do her thing. But at the same time, I wished that, she had more time to listen to my day, or just spend time that doesn't seem like she's so tired and uninterested in whatever. And some of it could sound, childish and selfish and whatever. And we're told that, as kids. We don't really even understand these things when we're younger. We just listen to what adults say, and then we kind of spit that back out, to other kids when we're older. And, we swear when we're kids we're never going to end up like the people who, shoot us away and whatever. But we do. Life hardens you. And, we look at things like, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, And I feel like, yes, we live in a world where things are not free. We have to work for them and make our efforts. But also at the same time, there's supposed to be more room for families to be able to connect and be around each other and have time to just relax or do something other than just washing clothes, cooking food, going out to work, and going to school and so on and so forth. Is this what life is? Is that all that it's meant to be? There is no room for laughing. Sometimes there is no room for coloring, looking at things, observing. To be able to observe something, don't you need time to just sit and think without so much going on around you, things to do, what you got to do next? Those things, it's what makes it hard to do this. I just got done filming, me doing more of these lines. All right. And this is monotony. This is life. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, and worrying about how it's looking and all of this kind of thing. And I've always felt some type of way filming this stuff. It's a lot easier, and I get more into the mode when I don't have to film it. But there's also an important part of being able to film this stuff. And I think it is, like I said, important to document the process, because we look at these things, we see these things, we see them as they're finished. We don't see all the time and the tears and the efforts that go into this. We can't feel the person's anguish at times, like I do have sometimes doing these pieces. And I've done this many times. I just don't have all of them. Some of them are with other families and other places, and some people have bought things and taken them over state lines and whatnot. I don't know. I could have stuff around the world and not even know it. But I really think it's not true. It's not totally true when we say we're too busy. Sometimes a lot of the busyness, or some of the busyness, let's be generous, some of the busyness that we have is stuff that we can afford to forfeit. We can afford to let it go so that we can spend time with family. And I remember watching this lecture a long time ago, like years ago, so I can't even quote it verbatim, but I just remember it was like a lecture from Omar Suleiman, okay? And he was talking about rizq, like provisions and, wealth and things like this, and how, we worry so much about it, the provisions, the sustenance, and the work that goes along with it, that we often turn our families away so that, like in the name of taking care of them, and in the name of, giving them more. And like I said, I understand intimately, that this is necessary, but you can make the time. And I've seen people make time for things that they really want to do, through the workday, or on the weekend. And it's something that fills you when you're able to spend time with your loved ones, the ones that you're working hard for. There's like a special, or like something that gives you like a new and renewed sense of purpose when you spend time with the people that you are sacrificing for, the time and the effort. But we forget, I've done it myself many times in this room, all hours in the night, filming things and, editing things and doing henna, on Eid or the night before Eid, and all of the hullabaloo and all that stuff that goes along with it. Or just like making these books that I've made over the years, and then, trying to publish this book that I done, or the 2 books now that I've done. And it's like, there's times when I've gotten like frustrated when my kids have distracted me from my work. And there was a point that I questioned, like, are they the distraction or is this work the distraction? Because for me, I can make, the way that my life is set up, I don't have to work like this, And these endeavors and everything that I've done over the years, they've been chasing something, been chasing worth, chasing validation, and running away from things as well, like grief and sometimes responsibilities. And you forget, like, all these advancements that have been made over the years, technologically speaking. They used to talk a lot about some of the benefits being able to spend more time with your family, but the paradox of it, or the oxymoron, or the irony of it all, right, is that with all these advancements, it seems like people have less time when it was supposed to make more time for you. It just feels like a trick. It feels like, oh my goodness, the printer just went off behind me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I said anything usable here. This is going to be long to have to listen back to, but I'm hoping there's some benefit in here somewhere that I can use, because a girl's been struggling out here trying to get this stuff done. Each line I know by heart. Maybe they're the strings of my heart. Many paths taken, starting over again and again, trying to walk the straight path. But these are some of the books that I've been reading that I finished 2 of them and I'm working on 2 of them. The ones I've finished is Dopamine Nation and All About Love, Bell Hooks. And then those are the ones I finished, and then the ones I'm working on right now is The Color of Law and The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. And I feel like these really do have an effect on, what I'm able to do in my art and in my life, because all of these things are reciprocal and, put back out into the world, remixed through my perception. This is perception work to me, like how I see life in using this medium. But yeah, I think I'm tired right now. I want to chill. I want to take all of this off and just be finishing the lines on here and moving about the rest of my night, because I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. But thank you for walking with me on this journey, and hopefully we'll see it to the end and it'll have a beautiful conclusion, is what I'm hoping, inshaAllah. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.